Hey, welcome back. I hope things are well. I hope you're doing well, because I had a pretty interesting weekend that I thought I would share with you and I thought you would enjoy. Watch as I attempt to put a hammock up, right? Three times in a row, I failed. The first time being because the two trees were too small, or one of the trees was too small, and it caused a problem. So I had to move to another tree, and they were too far apart, which is the one that you're watching right now. These trees are too far apart. I put up the orange string, I put up the rainfly, as I attempted to do anyways, and I discovered that the trees were significantly way too far apart. So I ended up ditching the whole idea and tried to find some other trees, but surprisingly, with how everything was in the sense of location wise, in a giant forest like this, I wanted to stay inside my campsite, but surprisingly, there wasn't a lot of options available for inside the campsite. So it was a bit of a struggle, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of threw me off. I wasn't expecting this kind of thing to be a struggle. I knew about the rain, I was prepared for the rain, but I wasn't prepared for the idea of not having trees in the woods, at least in the area that I wanted to. Because if I wanted to go way beyond, like behind where I'm at, I could do that, and there is plenty of trees out there. But the problem with those is they're just not in the campsite, so it's kind of like not really worth my time to go out there. I did end up finding these two trees right here, which were close enough to the campsite that they were in the campsite and they were both strong, so I was good to go there and I didn't have a problem. It was never a big deal. Um, I did end up struggling a little bit. It took me like probably 30 minutes to put this whole camp setup thing, hammock, rainfly, fly net, along with the bed, blankets, and pillow and whatnot. It took me a little bit longer the first time than I was hoping for, but you know what? It's not that big of a deal. And honestly, for the first time, it wasn't bad. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it. I know that in the future it won't take me nearly as long, so I'm not really that worried about it. As well as I know that I have experience. I learned. I gained knowledge from this, so it was worth my time to go out and pretty much mess up because this was basically just a test run. It was in a town. It's Black Creek State Park. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar, but you're welcome to go out there. It's a first come, first show kind of thing. First come, first serve, I mean. So it is what it is. It was great time, super foresty, not really like what I would refer to as like a glamping area. There is water and bathrooms, but that's it. There's nothing else. There's no electricity, no hookups, no nothing. So you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but not really at the same time, if you get what I mean. So it was an isolated testing facility for me to make sure all my equipment works and that I had everything. So that's basically what this was for me. That being said, next weekend though, that's going to be fun because next weekend is supposed to be the UP trip. So I'll be doing this, and that'll be the official start for the Wilderness Diaries for Nordic Nomad. So I'm looking forward to making those, and I'm looking forward to producing really awesome content like that.
Also need the orange line through there too. George, come here. Come here, my stick. Right here.
So later that day, it ended up stopped raining. So I went ahead and went to the store to buy some drier wood. At least it was advertised to me as if it was dry. Turns out it definitely was not because I was struggling to get it lit. And it was as hard as a rock. I mean, I didn't want to make a lot of noise because there was other people camping and it was super quiet out because there was no wind, there was no cars, no nothing. So every time that I hit the wood, it would just echo throughout the forest. I just didn't want to make a big noise, so I ended up trying to be as quiet as I could, but I definitely feel like I was sold some stuff that was not as advertised because it was kept inside, but I'm pretty sure that they just brought it in earlier that morning, maybe, or something, because after lighting it on fire, or after starting the fire, I mean, I discovered that the wood was hissing rather than popping like a normal dry wood does. So I did everything I could to prep the wood prior to lighting it, knowing that it was going to be wet. So I trimmed the edges a little bit, tried to get them down to smaller sizes to make it easier to burn. And I even got lazy because I knew it was wet. Knowing that it was wet, I mean, I got lazy and got some of that fire starter stuff, that brick. Yeah, I also discovered that it smells like dog food for some reason. So I mean, that's cool. That's learn something new every day, right? That's something new. But it definitely helped a lot because it just lit on fire pretty much instantly and was lit like a candle. So did I cheat? Kind of, maybe, but the fire needed to be lit and the wood is wet, so I didn't really have an option. Plus, I don't really have the tools and or knowledge at this point and skill to light wet fire or wet wood. I mean, quite yet. So baby steps. I'm learning. I'm still getting the hang of things. I'm still discovering how to do this. So yeah, I cheated, and I'm okay with that. But either way, I really appreciate you guys coming by, taking a look, and watching the video. And I know that the format of this was a little bit different, so let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.